have got an overall idea. Now let's look at the next question so that you can do it yourself. But first read the question and try to predict. Okay.
Section 2. You will hear a radio broadcast called Focus on the Arts. First, you have some time to look at questions 11 to 16 on page 4.
This time you can use to read the question.
Now listen carefully and answer questions 11 to 16.
Hello, and welcome to Focus on the Arts. I'm your host, Dave Green, and this is your very own local radio programme. Every Friday evening, we put the spotlight on different arts and culture facilities and look at the shows and events that are on offer in the coming week. And today, the focus is on the National Arts Centre. Now, if you don't already know it yourself, I'm sure you've all heard of it. It's famous throughout the world as one of the major venues for classical music. But did you know that it's actually much more than just a place to hear concerts? The centre itself is a huge complex that caters for a great range of arts. Under a single roof, it houses concert rooms, theatres, cinemas, art galleries, and a wonderful public library, as well as service facilities including 3 restaurants and a bookshop. So, at any one time, the choice of entertainment there is simply enormous. So, how did they manage to build such a big arts complex right in the heart of the city? Well, the area was completely destroyed by bombs during the war in 1940. So the opportunity was taken to create a cultural centre that would be what they called the city's gift to the nation. Of course, it took a while for such a big project to get started, but it was planned in the 60s, built in the 70s, and eventually opened to the public in 1983. Ever since then, it has proved to be a great success. It's not privately owned, like many arts centres, but is still in public hands. It's run by the City Council. Both our National Symphony Orchestra and National Theatre Company were involved in the planning of the project, and they're now based there, giving regular performances every week. And as the centre is open 363 days of the year, there are plenty of performances to choose from.
Before you hear the rest of the broadcast, you have some time to look at questions 17 to 20 on page 5.
Read the next questions. Try to get what you want to get. First answer is a venue. Second answer is a name, even name. It's the name of a film. The third answer is a place and names. And the last one.
Now listen and answer questions 17 to 20.
So, to give you some idea of what's on, and to help you choose from the many possibilities, we've made a selection of the star attractions. If you're interested in classical music, then we recommend you go along to the National on either Monday or Tuesday evening at 7:30 for a spectacular production of The Magic Flute, probably the most popular of all Mozart's operas. It's in a garden hall, and tickets start at only £8, but you'll have to be early if you want to get them that cheap. And remember, it's only on for those 2 evenings. For those more interested in the cinema, you might like to see the new Canadian film, which is showing on Wednesday evening at 8 p.m. in Cinema 2. And that's called 3 Lives. It's had fantastic reviews, and tickets cost just £4.50, which is a reduction on the usual price of £5.50. So, it's really good value, especially for such a great movie. But you can see the centre's main attraction at the weekend, because on Saturday and Sunday, 11 a.m. to 10 p.m, they're showing a wonderful new exhibition that hasn't been seen anywhere else in Europe yet. It's a collection of Chinese art called Faces of China. That's in Gallery 1. And it has some really fascinating paintings and sculptures by leading artists from all over China. And the good news is that it's completely free, so don't miss it. So why not go along to the National Arts Centre next week for one or all of these great events? And you can always pick up a programme and check out all the other performances and exhibitions on offer, or coming soon, on almost every day of the year. Next week, we'll be looking at the new Museum of Science.
That is the end of section 2. You now have half a minute to check your answers.
This time, now you can move to the third section. Here here it's not, there is no section 3. But usually when you go for an exam, you know you have 30 seconds. Now you can correct your grammar and spelling mistake, and then after that your friends will check your answer. Okay, so you can look at the punctuation mistakes or capital or whatever things we can correct it. I'll give you 1 or 2 minutes to correct your mistake. And how many of you got the first answer? Yeah, what's that? Classical music. And what you need to be careful when you write classical music, or write all your answers in capital letters, so you don't want to worry about what the spelling mistakes, whether it is capital or small. Okay. So now let's check your answer. So what's the answer? First one, 11, classical music. Next, 12, bookshop. So remember, there is no space between book and shop. That's, you should write in one word. Okay. So you don't worry when you make mistake, because when you practice a lot, before you go to the exam, so you have to do some practice. When you practice, so the trainers will help you to correct these kinds of mistakes. How to save this marks. Okay. And next, what's next answer? Sender was plant. Next. Yeah. 1960s, Sandra was plant. Okay. Next. In 1983 is also, that's right answer. W says 1983, but if you write 1980s, what do you mean 1980s? 1982, 1989. That's we called 1980s. Okay. And next, managed by city council. City is not, that's not enough, because there is no half mark. Okay. So city council is the answer. If you write city council, your answer is right. And remember, C must be capital, the council must be capital. Otherwise, all the sentence must be capital. Otherwise, you lose mark when you go for exam. And next, 363 days. And next, garden hall. So, which letter should be capital? G and H. And next one, yeah, that's you can see in the screen. Next, 3 lines. So T must be capital and line L must be capital, or the entire sentence. No, yeah, 3 lines. That's a name. It's not. It's a name. So there you have to write 3 lines. And next one, £4.50. And you also you have to be very careful what is pound and what is euro. And you will hear the dollar. Most of you know the dollar sign. And this is the pound. And this one is euro. You don't worry, you don't hear rupees. Okay. So you will hear normally pounds and dollar or the euro. And you also have to know the pounds. You know that. So in India, we say 1 rupees. But what about this? What do you call this? 1 rupee. But what about below 1? 50 paisa. But what about the dollar? Cents. You need to be careful. But we don't usually put that word hand, but you have to know that cents, dollars, and pounds. You can say P. Pence. That's also is that P or pence. Okay, and answer 20. Faces of China. So I have written correction of Chinese and said But that's not the answer, because here we want to get the name event. So event is faces of China. For example, and what's the program's event name today? IELTS orientation. If you write IDP Australia, that is not enough. What's the name of the event? Orientation seminar. That's a name. That's a name. So similarly, we have to write Faces of China. That is the name of the event. That's the right answer. Okay. Now let's look at the frequent asked questions about listening test. The first question: do the answers come in the same order as the questions? Yes. In listening test, this is always true. Okay. And like reading. In reading, so if you get the first answer, the second answer would be after that paragraph, not before. And similarly, if you miss the 11th answer, don't worry, don't stay there. Go to the 12th one. Okay? Next question. Do you have to use capital letters for names? No, not for names, but a proper noun. Right? Bookshop, you don't want to write B in capital letter, but if it is proper noun. But to avoid this, what is proper noun, what is common noun, to avoid the confusion, maybe you can write all the letters in capital. So you don't want to worry about is it proper or common. You don't want to worry, you can save your marks. Next. If you use singular noun in your listening answer and the answer is plural, is that wrong? Yes or no? So in the audio, it says that you write your answer in singular, but you wrote it's plural. Your answer is wrong. And you wrote singular, but the answer key is plural. So your answer is wrong. So you need to be careful. So how you can understand? So you can look at the grammar. Is it some? If you hear the word some or many or these kinds of words will help you. And similarly, the countable and uncountable. Okay, you have to be careful whether it's countable or uncountable. So don't write plural with countable, uncountable nouns. Okay, so your answers will be wrong. Next, is spelling important? Yes, spelling means a spelling mistake means you will not receive marks for that question. Okay, so remember, and it's not only a listening test, it's reading, writing, and understanding, and vocabulary and spelling test. I hope you understand. So, any more questions? It's okay. So you can write capital letters for all the questions. You don't want to worry about when you write capital letters. And that is the easiest method. Instead of learning proper noun and common noun, because people usually will be confused if they use the proper noun and common noun. So the easiest method, you write all your answers in capital letters. So you can avoid it. But you will get extra 10 minutes to do that. You don't worry. Okay? After the listening, you don't want to write down the capital letters when you listen to the audio, but at the end of the session, you will get an extra 10 minutes. And at that time, you can use it. But remember, you can't use any dictionary or mobile phone. Okay, you have to know the spelling. And if you make a lot of spelling mistakes, and some people usually have some common spelling mistakes, because usually people make mistake when they write library. Okay, so usually people have some common spelling errors, so you have to be very careful about the common words and you have to practice it. Okay, now let's look at the speaking. And you have already got an overall idea about the speaking section in the morning, and so what things will be tested, how many parts are there, part 1 and part 2 and part 3, and what kind of questions you can expect in part 1, and what kind of questions you can expect in part 2, and what kind of questions you can expect in part 3. You have got an overall idea. So let's have a quick review. But remember, your band score will be based on your overall performance, not only based on part 1. Okay? If you do part 1 and if you do very well, and if you do part 2 and you don't have a separate band score, Okay, so let's look at how long is a speaking test paper. That's, we have already got this idea in the morning sections, right? So in the speaking test, 11 to not 13, 14. Okay, which means in the first section, the introduction sections or the part 1. How many minutes will be the part 1? Part 1? Yeah, the introduction section, how many minutes will be there? 4 to 5 minutes. A minimum 4, maximum 5. Okay. And part 2? A minimum 3, maximum 4. And part 3? A minimum 4, maximum 5. So it's 11 to 40 minutes. That's why I say it's 11 to 40 minutes. Okay, and your reading will be recorded, and you don't worry, that is for the administration purpose. Because in case you say that, no, I have done really well, but the examiner didn't give me the right marks, so he didn't give me the right band score. And so you can go for evaluation, but obviously you have to pay and extra. But if you get a better band score, you'll get your money back. Okay. But in case if you make any problem in the future, so they have to have a proof, right? So that's why it will be recorded, and you don't worry. Okay, and only the audio will be recorded. That's it. Look at the criteria, and you also got a very detailed explanation in the morning section. What is IELTS speaking, and what are the criteria, and what things will be assessed, and how you will get a mark in speaking. And in first part is fluency and coherence. Fluency means, do you speak in a fluent way that is easy to understand? And even if you are fluent, it doesn't mean you have to speak faster. Okay? And if you speak, you don't want to speak faster, but if you have an hesitation to speak, and you don't have to speak slow. So you have to have a balance. Next one, coherence means, do you link your idea together clearly? So when you answer the questions, whether it's part 1 or part 2 or part 3, so you have to have a logical order. You have to mention your idea in a logical way. And second part, lexical resource. Can you accurately use or attempt to use a wide range of vocabulary accurately and effectively? For example, in the morning section, and it said, you can use idioms, and you can also use some collocations, but make sure don't by heart any idioms and collocations. And if you use it that way, the examiner can easily understand that that is something rehearsed. Okay? If you use an idiom an appropriate way, because for example, if you studied some idiom and but you use in the wrong context, so that would be a negative. Okay, so you have to use the idiom in the right situation. Okay, maybe we'll watch some video, some sample video, and how the candidate appear in exam, and we'll also have maybe mock speaking test here, so we can have we can watch what happens in speaking. Okay. And next thing, grammatical range and accuracy, and that is also really important. Okay. And can you use a wide range of grammatical structures rather than repeating basic structures? And are your sentences accurate, or do you often make grammatical mistakes? And the pronunciation is also very important. And if you speak, obviously don't speak like Srinivasan. So you might have watched in a film Tagayanandram, right? Or some other movies. So you have to have some up and down when you speak. So you have to use your emotions when you speak. So that's also important.